In the 1850s, private companies were building plank roads out of wood to facilitate transportation, but by the late 1800s they were taken over and improved by the counties. The Noblestown Plank Road, soon to be simply Noblestown Road, started in Temperanceville in the west end of Pittsburgh. It went towards the village of Mansfield, now called Carnegie, past the Idlewood Cottage Resort, a place for the city dwellers to get out of the dust and smoke of the city, and finally wound into Carnegie itself. After leaving Carnegie, it wound through southwestern Allegheny County to McDonald on the Washington County border, and then finally on to Burgettstown. This video will take us back in time to see some of the changes from the past 100 years or so. You might not notice it now, but here is where Noblestown Road used to hit Carnegie at its western border. So let's go back and see how it looked then. This part no longer connects with the rest of the road, having been bisected by Interstate 79. It's a mixed-use industrial and residential street. We have to go to the top of the hill to see where it used to come out. As Noblestown Road went back towards Carnegie, it went past the Viviano Macaroni Company plant, better known as Vimco. was there for many, many years. It's now part of a bottled water distribution company. But unfortunately, the road dead ends at I-79. So let's go back to where the new road goes back to 2 lanes and takes us to a little town called Walker's Mill. As you continue on Noblestown past Rennerdale, you might notice a big golf ball to your left on the hill. That was part of the search radar of the local Nike air defense system established in 1959 during the Cold War. It's now going to become part of the Grist House Craft Brewery. Further down the road in Collier Township, you get a good glimpse of the Walker Ewing log house built around 1790. As you approach the intersection of Pinkerton Run Road and Noblestown Road, you'd never know that the nondescript little house on the corner used to service early automobiles 100 years ago. After that, the road continues on to the town of Oakdale. But we'll come back here in a minute. Let's go back about 1/4 of a mile, okay? Now up the road here is something very interesting. About 1,000 feet back from the road on the right was a major disaster in 1918. On May 18th of that year, 200 people died when the Etna Chemical TNT plant exploded. All that's left are these cement bollards that are easily seen from the Panhandle Trail, which runs nearby. And while the sadness of the disaster lingered, 8 years later, the whole town came out to celebrate a new bridge that led to South Fayette Township. Those people that came out for that celebration 100 years ago might have a little difficulty recognizing their little town today. But fortunately, we have some pictures that can let us know the kind of life they led. As you leave Oakdale, you head towards the town where the road got its name. Why isn't it called Oakdale Road or McDonald Road or Burgettstown Road, which was then known as Fort Vance? It's because Noblestown pre-existed all of them. The town of Noblestown is the fourth oldest town in Allegheny County after Pittsburgh, Elizabeth, and McKeesport. It was established in 1796 by Henry Noble. The Wade House was a popular choice for travelers, now seen here, the gray house on the right. This picture is from 1907. Between Noblestown and the county line at McDonald, we drive through the little town of Sturgeon, and then we come to one more scene from the past. On our left, coming up, are some nondescript buildings. But the older building is in the back, and you can't see it from the road. But you can see it from the sky view next to the white roof. The picture we have is the view coming from McDonald. So let's start there and head back out of town. Again, we see the long buildings now on our right. But 90 years ago, they were a Pennzoil refining plant that handled all the gas and oil that came from the wells that you've seen in all these different pictures. I hope you like this time travel with Tim. Don't forget, if you subscribe, you'll get an alert when the next one is available.